Your tears are empty. Just like you.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're counting down our picks for the most lethal antagonists across the Final Fantasy franchise.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Cloud of Darkness, Final Fantasy III. Don't let her design fool you. This maiden is an eldritch abomination waiting to suffocate the world and all who live upon it. A manifestation of the void that seeks to flood darkness upon practically everything, not much can be said in the way of the Cloud's personality, other than a knack for deception. It simply yearns to return all things to the void, and its avatar certainly has the power to do so. We'd say watch out for her tentacles, but it's more her use of particle beam that truly makes her a menace.
Strength to protect everyone! But can you use it?
Zeramus, Final Fantasy IV. As a Lunarian with immense psychic powers, Zeramus was already quite the threat to Cecil and the gang, but it's this personification of his hatred that stands tall as the strongest being in the game. His manifested scorn affords him a multitude of attacks, able to cast classics like Flare and Meteor, but it's his ability to use the likes of Black Hole and Big Bang that you need to watch out for. While one nullifies all status effects, the other unleashes grandiose damage on the entire party. You can see how the Moon Man's malice could easily end the world with a form like this. Chaos, Final Fantasy. This is where it all began. While on the surface, Chaos just seems like your run-of-the-mill demon, various expansions to the lore have demonstrated just how next level it is. Not only a master of black and white magic, but it is also the embodiment of discord and darkness. It also maintains an endless time loop that ensures its reincarnation no matter how many times it's bested. It's the granddaddy of all evil, so you'd better put some respect on its name, or at least learn to fear it. Ultima, Final Fantasy XVI.
That is where you are mistaken. You own nothing but your precious will.
A primordial being that helped cultivate humanity. A faithless god who seeks to hasten the world's end whilst playing puppet master. The ultimate sore loser. Ultima is all these things and more, with the power to back up his hubris.
And now we shall be truly complete.
Able to wield the power of all icons for himself, as well as transform into a larger, more vicious version of Ifrit, the sheer amount of abilities Ultima has to his name is absurd. If not for the power of Clive Steal Your Girl Rosfield, the world and the stars beyond would be doomed.
Flames of
Necron, Final Fantasy IX. When an entity has the moniker of the embodiment of death and existential dread, you know it's not to be messed with. Compelled by what it believes to be humanity's yearning for its own extinction, Necron's sole goal is to reduce all life to zero, and has the tools to make it happen at its fingertips. It literally realigns planets and distorts the space-time continuum as a flex. Perhaps what makes Necron so terrifying is its lack of malice. It is a creature performing its function, a living inevitability. So long as there is life and death, Necron's return is an absolute. X-Death, Final Fantasy V. Following in the footsteps of the Cloud of Darkness, this malevolent knight's sole yearning is to bring all to nothingness via the Void. Once a tree so corrupted with evil it became sentient, X-Death was already formidable in his humanoid frame. But after merging with the Void, he became something else entirely. As Neo X-Death, he's a collection of horrific monsters born from the Void itself. All able to unleash the strongest spells in the series. Needless to say, the Void ate well during X-Death's monstrous campaign. Sephiroth, Final Fantasy VII.
Never have I felt them so keenly.
The one-winged angel that everyone loves to hate, and arguably the most iconic villain of the franchise. Even as just a swordsman, Sephiroth's strength is boundless, able to slice through all but the most skilled of warriors. It's when he taps into his inner monster as a child of Genova that he transcends all limits. As Bizarro Sephiroth, he's a grotesque force of nature. But it's safer Sephiroth that really propels him to almighty status. All the magic at his disposal is devastating, but it's his use of supernova that cements his infamy. He summons a shooting star that decimates planets before pushing the sun onto his foes. That's straight up metal. Kefka, Final Fantasy VI. The jester that's no laughing matter, a psychotic murderer that actually succeeded in his goal of breaking the world, and becoming a literal god of magic in the process. As a deity of Luciferian proportions, few can hope to rival Kefka's power after dancing his way to the top of the heavenly food chain. Whether by his backstabbing machinations or the all-consuming light of judgment, Kefka immortalized himself as an antagonist not only to be revered for his particular brand of villainy, but also the raw omnipotent power he comes to possess. The Endsinger, Final Fantasy XIV. A being that ushers in the death of the universe with their song. Yeah, we say the Endsinger's pretty powerful in the grand scheme of things. The raid boss to end all raid bosses, taking on the final day is not for the faint-hearted.
Your time has come. It always does.
This nihilistic herald of the end of all things will unleash AoE after AoE that can barely be avoided at the best of times. Spawning planets, unleashing waves of deathly magic, and of course, ultimate fate. An attack that will instantly end everything unless you're able to, quote-unquote, transcend your limits. No matter how you slice it, the Endsinger is unfathomable in their ability to unmake reality itself.
Where lies happiness?
Ultimecia, Final Fantasy VIII. The sorceress who would bend all of time and space to her whim. Ultimecia is staggering in her cruelty, her dark designs, and her accomplishments. Projecting her mind back through time to possess every sorceress of the past, she was able to gather the knowledge and power needed to compress history, the present, and the future together, and in doing so, became a god the likes of which the franchise has yet to best. If that wasn't dangerous enough, the magnitude of her spells, such as Apocalypse, ensures that if not for Leon and the law of causality, none could stand against her.
By my hand, the petty dreams of humanity shall cease to be forever.
Which Final Fantasy villain do you think stands tall above all others? Let us know in the comments.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.